All right, team, what's up? Happy Thursday. Great to have you here. Thanks for being on the PT on Ice Daily Show. My name is Jeff Moore, currently serving as the CEO of ICE and lead faculty in both the cervical and lumbar spine divisions. Wonderful to be with you here on a Thursday morning. It is Leadership Thursday. Before we jump into the part two of why ICE courses don't go on sale, a couple of courses coming up. So we've got this weekend, Fitness Athlete is going to be in Cincinnati. Older adult is going to be in Portland, Oregon, and older adult is also going to be in Fishers, Indiana. I did want to mention too that Ice Sampler only has 3 more spots, so we're probably going to sell out. I would think for sure over the weekend. So if you want to grab a seat to Ice Sampler, make sure you do it by Monday. We've got 3 seats left, then we're going to lock that thing up and get ready to rock and roll there in Nashville, Tennessee, with Onward and CrossFit Hendersonville. So good morning, everybody. So part two of why don't ICE courses ever go on sale. So if you didn't have a chance to watch part one, we really talked about the bigger principle of gaining accurate perspective of your value by consistent pricing. So what it really boils down to is an ability to withhold the obsession of trying to fill your current class or your current schedule or sell a current product, and instead be a lot more obsessed about holding your pricing steady so you can really figure out what your product is worth, get a really good value label to what you're doing, what you're offering, who you're serving, so that going forward for years on new products, on adjustments to this one, you know exactly what you're worth, and you and that customer can always create a win-win. It's sustainable business 101, and the hallmark of it is holding pricing consistent. So if you didn't get a chance to go back and have and listen, go back and have a listen. But today, I want to talk about ICE courses specifically and giving some thought to our unique product and why it's every bit as important for the way that we go about business. And I bet if you think about the way you do, you'll find similar themes. But here's ours. So when I think about why ICE courses don't go on sale, it really comes down to 2 different buckets. One is the quality of the class, and the second one is the quality of the community. So when you think about the quality of the class, and I'm speaking to you from having taught hundreds of live conferences over the years and have a really good feel for what creates a quality vibe in that room, what creates a quality experience. And I'm telling you, a big part of it is it comes down to how much the people in that room value that product, how hungry they are for a really good ROI. And obviously, the more resources they put into getting there, right? Overall travel, overall logistics, and overall price, what they literally spent to have access to that time and material. That significantly levels up the average desire for ROI in that room. And having that average desire high is critical for a number of reasons, but one above all else. But let me give you a few of them. So number one, the more desire there is for ROI, the hungrier the group, the more they're valuing the weekend, the better the questions. And this matters. If you've ever been to a seminar, the quality of the questions of people around you is transformative to the quality of the weekend. Really unnecessary, laborious questions derail. Let's be honest. Like when a couple of those fire off, you tune out. And pretty soon you've really removed yourself from the present. And if anybody listened to my Art of Presentation series, it's about keeping people in the present, keeping people engaged. When a bunch of kind of meaningless questions rattle off, it really starts to throw off the entire vibe. People who are asking really sharp questions, really poignant questions, that does the exact opposite. It makes the instructor dig deeper. It brings up other opinions in the room where people give great light that wasn't even going to be a part of the course. It just overall drills down. It makes things deeper. It makes things more valuable. High quality questions are a big driver on the quality of the weekend or the quality of the course or the product. Number two, there's a large desire to get all the material. When the ROI desire average across the room is really high, there's a big time desire to get all the minutes, right? Nobody wants to quit early. Nobody wants a long lunch. People want every second of the course because they're desiring a big return. Well, that just again drives that feeling. No one's looking around at 4:15 when the class ends at 5. No one's packing up that bag early. No one's saying, is it okay if I buzz out early? Which obviously ruins the vibe when folks are moseying out. All of those things, people say, I am here to the buzzer. Like that emotion, that feel is contagious. Everything is socially contagious, including I want every minute of this course. The last thing in the world I want is for this thing to end early. Okay, those are important, but they're nowhere nearly as important as this one. The biggest reason that we don't discount tickets is to ensure the quality of partner feedback. So for our courses, think about like if you've been to cervical or lumbar or extremity or honestly any course, but in those, there's a lot of teaming up in twos at the table where you're going to learn a technique, then you're going to try it on your partner, you're going to give each other feedback, and then we're going to move on. The one thing we can't do as faculty, and I wish I could figure out a way to do it because this drives me nuts, but the one thing we can't do as faculty, we can't be everybody's partner. But boy, do I wish we could, because what is more important than quality partner feedback? Nothing. I mean, that's the feedback where the person's going to say, ooh, you know what? I didn't love that. Try the other hand. Let me feel that again. Let me see what it is. You know what? That thumb's a little bit pokey. That feedback, a partner who cares a lot, trying to make you better, willing to make you better. The quality of that feedback is so critical to your skills advancing. And that's obvious because think back to the time where you had sort of a dud of a partner who just did one rep and said, no, I'm good. When you said, do you want to practice one more time? And they said, no, I'm fine. Right? The classic, whole other episode. Okay. But that partner, right? Or that partner who says, yeah, that feels good. What do you mean it feels good? This is the first time I've ever done it. There's no way this feels good. There's certainly no way this feels as good as I would like it to feel. This is my first time ever doing it. I know I'm a novice. Give me the goods. What could I have done better, right? Can I try again? Can I try the other side? When your partner's not engaged, you lose value, and it's not your fault. One of the biggest reasons we try to hold price consistent and make it a price that requires desire of value and ROI is so that everybody's engaged, so nobody ever has to have that experience. You start letting people in for nothing, you start doing big flash sales. Now, half the people that committed full resources have partners that aren't really that invested, and that drastically affects the quality of their takeaway. The only way we know to protect against that is make sure everyone's putting forth significant resources to be a part of the weekend. That's the best way we know to guarantee that people are committed. And when people are committed, they give great feedback because they want it back for them as well. And that's the way to protect against that. So that's a huge, if you made me just say one reason, that would be the reason. We are always terrified that a highly motivated learner is going to have a non-invested partner. And that is a nightmare. In fact, there's some weekends, and our faculty can tell stories where we've shuffled the deck a bit because we've noticed that. And it's like, well, look, this might go on for an hour, but it's not going on for the whole weekend. We got to move folks around because everyone's got to get what they came for from this course. So all of those are quality of the class considerations. Now, if you zoom out or extrapolate, think about quality of community. You can appreciate that like dissolves like. We all know this, right? When the pursuit of excellence is shared by everyone around you and you're pursuing excellence, there's an unbelievable feeling of connectedness. Team, probably one of the most common comments that I get, I just got it a bunch of times in Victor, New York. I was out there for extremity with Mark and Kristen, and I had a number of people, I wasn't even teaching the course, but they came up to me and they said, a huge reason I love going to ice courses is it's so refreshing to be around this motivated group. These people, right? These people want to get better. They're hungry, and it fills my cup, right? It fills my tank. I just walk away refreshed, remembering why I care so much, knowing there's other people out there like me caring this much. That vibe, when everybody is pursuing excellence, creates a certain kind of connectedness, and it really fuels people. And it's not just about the participants. I mean, especially from my position, being in leadership in the organization, I'm always concerned about my faculty's longevity, and that fills the faculty's cup as well. When you care a lot and the people you're teaching care a ton, that is incredibly rewarding. Our faculty is a group of people who believe that small things are big things. We believe excellence looks different. We believe it is different. And by different, I mean better. And when the people in the audience feel the same way, that is fire. That is magic. That is everybody walking away like, gosh, there's a reason I do this, right? Faculty and student. So there's a lot of considerations there on all sides of quality of class and quality of community. Like dissolves like. Find a way to get people with a similar mentality because it's going to add longevity to your students and fire to your students. Going to do the same thing for the faculty. Now, keep extrapolating. Think about the ICE community more broadly. All the people that go to the individual courses are the thousands of people who make up the ICE Past students page, where we have a much larger community. The pursuit of excellence in that page is incredibly refreshing and invigorating, just like it is at the weekend courses. So now you get this massive group of people because that's the feeder system where now every day you're tapping in, even if only for a moment, to this group where everybody cares a ton that things are done well. And again, it's just that little shot of excellence that keeps away things like burnout that people just won't stop talking about, right? Be around people who care. And I promise you that's going to stave off burnout a whole heck of a lot more than anything else you can do. Protect your circle. When jobs are posted in there, I know they're going to be jobs of people who are going to mentor the folks that are getting onboarded. I know they're going to be places people can take that next big step because we've cultivated that community of excellence. But if you don't protect the entry, if you don't watch the gate, the individual classes, the community at large suffers. Team, it comes down to the fact that iron sharpens iron. If you believe this, if you believe that you're going to wind up being the average of the 5 people you spend the most time around, the iron sharpens iron, right? If you believe these things, you do everything in your power to funnel only people who are deeply invested in what you're doing, who value it, who want a lot out of their association with it. In the absolute simplest, most consistent, and best way I know how to do that is to maintain consistent pricing, firm but fair pricing all the time, so that you create these emotions in the individual classroom and they funnel to the greater community at large. Only then can you lock shields, and only then are you better together. I hope it makes sense. Pricing is got to be thought about beyond the individual urgency to sell something. It's a reflection of something so much larger. It's a reflection of value perception. It's a reflection of small community development, larger community development. It becomes a reflection of mission in what you can accomplish. It couldn't be more important. We've got to stop willy-nilly fluctuating it. Have a great Thursday, everybody. It was wonderful to be here with you. I'll see you next week.